Okay, here's another YouTube video on fiat money. Why do some people say that our money is fiat money, or it's worthless money, or the printing of money, or we use monetized debt as money? These people usually understand what's going on with the subject money, but most people don't have a clue. To give you an understanding of these phrases and why they're applied to what we're using as money after June 24th, 1968 was the Coinage Act, which was a legal tender law, came into effect. This law, Coinage Act of 1965, states that what we're using as money, meaning Federal Reserve notes and coins, and the Federal Reserve notes and silver certificates were not redeemable anything, and the gold certificates were not redeemable anything. So we're essentially using worthless money, and the public doesn't have a clue. Previously, the money was wealth exchanged for wealth. It was gold or silver or copper pennies, and that's wealth exchanged for wealth. Federal Reserve notes are not wealth, and that hasn't been used as money forever. So the public doesn't know when the Federal Reserve notes started and were redeemable in gold. Federal Reserve notes started in 1913 and redeemable in gold until 1933. But the public doesn't understand this. It's not in the books. The media are ignorant of what's going on, and they don't want to educate you. I don't know why. So previous money was wealth for wealth. The public doesn't know the difference. People just go along with what the government says is the money and do not know or understand the cause and effect of what we're using as money or what is morally correct regarding money laws. Now, most people just can't have a conversation about money because they haven't read anything that's solid and explains the legal tender laws, which I'm going to do based on the works of Merrill Jenkins and others. So let's see here. Let's continue this. People can't understand how the government is out of control financially or how to get control of their government back to the people. They don't know what to do. They can't even have a discussion because they simply will not sit down at their computer and research this subject because it's not in their economics books, and the teachers don't even know what they're talking about half the time. I know this as a fact. So many of people are uneducated, and it's interesting, most are uneducated regarding money, and their lives are dependent upon money, which doesn't make any sense. The people didn't read the Coinage Act in economics class or economics books in college. The media doesn't know this law, the legal tender law or laws. Most don't know what fractional reserve banking is, how it affects the government. The Coinage Acts are called legal tender laws regarding what we're using as money. Now, we have an entire culture of clueless people about money. Therefore, they cannot discuss the subject with any logic or reason amongst themselves. They can't even vote in a politician to know what's going on regarding money. They don't know. So we got the masses of people that don't even understand how to discuss something. And they don't even know that the educational system was set up to not educate them about the subject of something that they're dependent upon. Their lives are dependent upon money, and they can't even discuss it. That's the craziest thing I've ever heard. I am presenting to the people the works of Merrill Jenkins in his book, Money, the Greatest Hoax on Earth, in small increments so people can understand what is going on. Recently, there was debates on TV with those running for president and vice president. Not one question was asked, how do you pay off the $35 trillion debt? And how did this debt happen? And how to avoid out of control politicians that seem to have an open checkbook on spending? Nobody seems to know. I will show you what happened, and you will be able to question the media and the politicians and your economics teachers in the future. You will embarrass them with your questions because I'm studying and giving you the knowledge of Merrill Jenkins in small increments. I suggest you do an internet search on the U.S. national debt clock and watch the YouTube interviews of Merrill Jenkins by the 2 TV stations that was done many years ago. Anyhow, stay informed and educated.